I gotta do this. I gotta pay the debt. In case I get attacked. I have no choice. They're never gonna release my debt, the shits. Ethan kicks at a locker and the sound rattles loudly around the room. Ethan paces around the small room, swearing to himself. You watch him from the locker room bench. Calm down, they'll do it. Ethan laughs. There's no way. He spits on the floor, an old habit. They like having sniveling little shits like us to work their club. Stays on the overheads and they get to boss us around. Kicks the locker again and swears. What do they say? Some shit about getting back to me. I swear to God, these are the most straight-edge gangsters I've ever seen. I can't do it. I can't spend another shift stopping spacers bringing nail guns into the club or pouring endless shots of G-roll for ignorant, haven't-aged work crews. Looks at the locker again, threatening it with a final kick. I mean it. I'm gonna go up there and shoot every single one of those shits. Makes a finger gun. Hold on! Don't get all excited. I haven't got my gun. Remember? Stops pacing. But you know, Sleeper, it's not a bad idea you have there. I didn't have an idea? He ignores you. I don't mean shooting up the place. I mean getting the gun. Sits beside you on the bench. Think about it. What am I supposed to do when Maywick gets here? Shout him down? I need that gun if you want me to keep my end of the deal. Simple. An explosive personality for a distraction at the front. Places a hand on his own chest. A sneaky sleeper to go in the back. Pats your chest. What about the debt? We've done our time and the wounds, they faded. If they don't notice us take the gun, they'll never know it's gone. Plus, he stands up. After my distraction, they'll be happy to see the back of me. Fine. Yes! He gives the locker one last kick for good luck. Let me know when you want to do this. Then we both move as one and meet up in the bright market after. But don't take too long or I really will shoot this place up. You know I'll do it. He grins. What? Grab the gun. Perk, predictive reason, okay. You know where the lockup is, and Ethan's gun has been there since the bartender took it. Time to take it back. Let's do a little re-roll here. We got a 4. Oops. I was like, I wanted to check, like, what are my other options? There's Rabaya. Man, if I just found that a little bit earlier. Fuck. Okay. Well, I don't think I have an option. I don't know, like, what's gonna, like, do I have some time? Is it gonna happen right away? I don't know. I'm just gonna do this. It won't hurt, right? There's a question mark there, though. Let's grab that gun! When you reach the we got it! When you reach the lockup, there is no one there. You guess the distraction worked. You grabbed the gun. The gun tucked safely into a pocket, you work your way down the stairs that leads up to the office. A doorman passes you, passes and you exchange nods. Seems like you're in the clear. You hurry on, eager to get out before anyone spots anything. As you come down the main stairway into the front of the club, you see Ethan entering. He has a dark look in his eyes, which troubles you. He's reaching into the pocket of his coat, slowly, carefully. You catch his eye and he raises an eyebrow. You shake your head. A long pause, then he nods and turns around, walking back out of the club. You exhale, not realizing you were holding your breath. It happens to me all the time. I'm like, when I have a time, when I'm like really busy and I take a second, I realize like my body is all tensed up. I have problems with anxiety. And like my body, like when I'm lying down and like watching something too sometimes, or when I'm sitting and watching something, I like, if I stop to think, I realize that my body's like all tensed up, and then I try to like release it. Kind of similar to that. And then you're out without a single shout, without anyone noticing. You meet Ethan around the corner on a quiet, bright market walkway. You have it? He looks nervous. What are you doing back there? I was about to start a distraction, like we agreed. He sighs. Just show me it. You lift it out of your pocket, and it is colder, heavier than you expected. Ethan watches you take it out. Nice. Now, if you would... He beckons with his hand. Memory jumps into your mind of Ethan in the compressor, hand out, asking for his gun back. A memory followed by the memory of a sharp, dizzying pain. You flinch. Let's wait. Ethan gestures again. Come on, hand it over. Do we point the gun at Ethan? And we defend ourselves? Shh. How can we trust Ethan? He's gonna turn us in. He's gonna like, because it's an open contract, right, on us? I'm gonna go no. No. Funny. Ethan narrows his eyes. Point the gun at Ethan. I don't trust him! Ethan laughs. So you can learn. Well done. You. Unfortunately, it's a little too late. You notice the hand in his pocket. You had many cycles to try to end this. And yet, here we are. What are you talking about? You still don't get it, do you, Sleeper? Ethan spits. When they canceled that contract, I lost everything. My reputation, my payout, any way of getting off this shitty station. Everything. All I had left was you. He grins. Naive little sleeper with a heart of gold. I couldn't believe it worked. And now, we're done. But the contract is canceled. No shit, Ethan smiles. He stares fearlessly at you. Can't believe you thought I'd kill one of my own for you. For what? Helping me wash dishes? Maywick is like me. We understand each other. Holy shit! He's here, you know, on the station. I've been speaking with him. He tells me we can split the contract, not 50-50, but enough of a finder's fee that I can get out of this shithole. He's lying. At this point, Sleeper, I'm not sure you're the one who I'd trust to spot a lie. He winks. Doesn't matter either way, Ethan grins. I already called him. Ethan glances around. I have learned one thing from you, though, Sleeper. In all our cycles working in that shitty club, he smiles, people never know when to cut and run. It's like they freeze in the headlights. When the future is bearing down on them, they watch it coming. Watch their death flying in at fraction drive speed. You had every chance, and yet, still you kept on going. Like some idiot robot, going through the motions even when you knew you'd be crushed. He smirks. And let me tell you something else. The shot enters through his upper back and he crumples immediately to the ground. You drop too without thinking, pressing yourself to the walkway floor like it might save you. Silence. You look up and see him coming down the walkway, silent, eyes alight. It's Maywick, the SNR hunter! Holy shit! Maywick. You freeze in fear. Here it comes. Move! You can't. Move! Inch forward. Move! You go for it! You rush forward and a shot sounds out. You feel it ripple over your back. Then you are lifting the gun and you scramble to your knees behind Ethan's body and fire. You close your eyes, you fire again and again and again until the clip is empty and all that are left are clicks. You gotta keep your eyes open, man. Then you drop the gun and stand up. You don't hear anyone running. You don't hear anything. You just hear the sound of your own breath. You start walking, stepping over Ethan's static body, walking along the walkway and then past Maywick. His eyes now dark, some mechanical fluid leaking from his chest. Perhaps the same fluid that is inside you. You try not to think about it. You keep going and the sound comes back. The eye comes back. And as it does, you hear the sound of thousands of people getting on with their lives. Thousands of people who are just going to keep going until they can't anymore. You look up and all you see are the wheeling stars. They're spinning and you're suddenly dizzy. You know, the eye has always spun like this, hasn't it? And you don't stop walking. Keep going. That's all there is now, the path forward. S and ARP have left you no history, no past to speak of, just a void that threatens to swallow you if you slow down. You think of Ethan's smile, his voice, and feel sick. Is it over? You aren't sure if it ever can be, but you're still here and you can't stop now. There has to be a better end than this. Oh, I thought that was the end. Oh man, that was crazy. Man, this game is so good. I love the twists. I was so stressed out. Okay. Hard to kill. Hard to kill, for sure. We've survived a lot of shit. So wait. Even though it's gone now, okay. What do we do? What do we do with these two? I don't know. I'm still like reeling from that. That just happened. Oh. I don't need energy. I'm basically just throwing these away, eh? Hacking always makes me feel good. Same with delivering or manufacturing noodles. Oh my god. I should have probably worked I should have probably looked for fungus or something. What's gonna happen? You wake from dreams of Maywick's amber eyes floating in a pool of dark fluid. It was difficult to sleep, and you suspect that isn't about to change anytime soon, not after what happened. But you also feel something else as you get up, thumb the power stud of the stove, and begin to boil the water, like every morning. You feel something is lifted, something that has been hanging over you since you arrived on this station. You try not to think too hard about it, to question it. You just let the lightness stay. Let it settle as you go through your routines. Your hope is that if you don't focus on it, don't look at it directly, it won't get scared and leave you. But the lightness will stay for this cycle and then another and then another. Because after all that's happened, a little lightness would be nice. Oh, we got a really good roll. 2 6s, a 4, and a 2. All right, Fang. So we've got no like ticking time bomb, I guess. I kind of want to get rid of those on the different. Oh, this is up also. Different places we could be living. I think I'm gonna. What do we? I guess we'll talk to Rico first. I don't know if we're deciding on an ending here or something. I guess if we're choosing an ending or something, I guess I'll choose the Feng ending. Feng grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meeting after endless meeting. Have and Age have avoided a full-blown crisis, for now, but change is coming. Feng is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation the station has seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And he smiles. I got to watch through the cameras as the Have and Age security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Feng smiles. One of them straight up just whacked Hardin with their pistol. It was beautiful. They have him? He's being held, yeah. He looks around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway. Get them to back off. Maybe they'll exile him when they're done, or hand him over to some core authority. Feng shrugs. Now I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. Shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. Points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy, though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye, right and left, since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end they'll agree that outing Hardin was worth it, whatever the methods. Touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old. It was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Have and Age installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hardin's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Feng raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker? I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNARP where you are. It transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it. It'll edit that data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? That's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand. Then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were even there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it's done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Feng, a little nervous. Free. Feng smiles widely. Well, you are free, sleeper. Claps you on the shoulder. Feng lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Feng wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs and you join him. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub, and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it is one that you know deeply and truly is worth protecting. Awesome! How does the game end? I wonder. So we remove the tracker. We got enter the greenway, the side reel ticket, or work for Rabaya still open. I'm glad we're able to do this as well. It feels like we're free though from like we're free to like live here or do what we want. Let's see what's going on with Rico. Rico has something in her hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched woven network at the other. As you approach, she holds it up, and in the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all that was there. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered in the cloud, as you call it, was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. No? She sighs. I suppose that would be too easy. She smiles to herself. A root crown. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway, not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. How did it grow? It seems the seed contained everything it needed. A self-contained entity, no less. She beckons you over. But that isn't the good part. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. It's layers of plant-like structure on full view, until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints. Are those wires? She laughs. I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. There are no wires like those in electrical system. No, but they are filaments of a conductive material, so yes? She leans closer to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites or of neurons. She rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fusses over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interface. That is your gift from Gardner. You turn back to Rico. It's an interface. Rico looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind. Perhaps something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking partly to you, partly to herself. If the club heads were made for you, then this too could be made for you, for your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface. A word that is stuck to this strange branched object quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity, it is the entity I have been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They are the entity which is controlling the Green Way, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. Rico leads you to a seat. I will be here, Sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, interface, just squeeze. She grips her hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. Then she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. We're back in the cloud, into the river, back in the dark flow, but something is different now. You're no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side. what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector. And yet she is still on the outside. Shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You've never felt so free. This is how Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good. I am glad. I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same. Both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant again. My seed? That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if you were picking up on a long-held conversation. With the others, they felt you were a danger. But they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They like old loam, known knowns, wide and stable networks. I don't understand. Neither did they. But time is on our side, and time is an excellent method of persuasion. He gestures out in the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them, they would not have joined the chorus. So they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. Join? Yes, become part of this. Gardner stoops again. We are millions and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was the Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched, and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administrator AI, a living network. It could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you among all these other minds? You turn away from the gardener for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. I wonder if we're gonna have a decision point here. Do we want to join the cloud? Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh, a sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness, an exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists the sigh, a yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity. Yeah. This is a tough choice if they're going to give it to us. To make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break that thread, you will be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you'll wake up back in that dying body with all the pain and warmth that it entails. Now is the moment to choose. I did say that I wanted to do this, to leave the body, but at the same time, we seem to be free in the human world. But then the human world, we could still interact with the human world. We just can't squeeze someone's hand, so to speak. I like this idea. If we break the thread, you will be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. But I like my Cosmo. But we could still... I like feeding my Cosmo. And there's Fang, and all of our... and Bliss, and all of our other friends. Because I also like this idea that, you know, we're not going to live... I do like the idea of living forever. At the same time, I like... We're someone that maybe likes the struggle. The CL seems so easy. Both are, like, convincing. There's something to, like, a struggle. It gives, like, meaning. Gives you meaning. But also we get to touch our friends. I think I'm going back on what I originally said, that I wanted to go into the cloud and become like a digital being. I'm gonna follow the thread. Oh, this is a tough one. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. You don't look back at Gardner. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread, delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. If there wasn't that cute kitty, I probably wouldn't do this. I want to be back to my boy. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person, with wants, with desires, with the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. That's the other part. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it on what feels like such a long journey back through the dark. You set your mind on eyes instead. On hands. Things you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you are there. Settling back into the chair, into a body in a chair. And the overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment, you feel like you've made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it, Rico's hand gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment, you understand why you made this choice, and then you squeeze Rico's hand, and you wake up. Also, Rico, you know... Oh, that's rough. That's it! That was so goddamn beautiful. Jump over the age game. Created, designed, and written by Gareth Damian Martin. Absolutely gorgeous. The art, the music... I really enjoyed playing it too. I even like struggled a bit in terms of like finding how to remove the tracker. Oh man, what a great experience. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Citizen Sleeper. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. And if you have some extra money and you'd like to support me financially, you could become a member of the channel. You can leave a super thanks as well. It's just like a one-time tip, or become a patron at patreon.com/LucklessLoveLocks. I also stream live on twitch.tv/LucklessLoveLocks, and you can follow me on Twitter at LucklessLoveLock. All the links are down in the description of the video. That was super fun. I'm curious to know, now that I've finished it, I assume maybe we can keep living in the world? I don't know. I'm curious to know what your experience was like, and like, because there's got to be this whole other thing where you just escape the base, but it just, by the time I was done, it just felt like home, didn't it? Especially with our kitty Cosmo to feed. So yeah, I'm curious. I also love to get some. Oh, we can. Sleeper, Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up, the lab a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezed your hand. I thought you'd left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me everything. I'm gonna tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, that strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be so much. You know what, though? Our friend, the navigator. I forgot about our friend, the navigator. But we could still go talk to the navigator. But we can't. It's not real. It didn't feel like there was like hugging the navigator. A strange farm administrator that has grown to be so much more. About the chorus, the impossible configuration of networked plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. I am pretty sure Rico would have made a different decision. The other part of it, when I was considering the choice, is like, am I becoming like just a plant? Or was it some like digital being that embodies like I wasn't 100% sure what I was committing to, and that goes along with what was said when we left, where it was like, you don't really understand, and we didn't understand, or I didn't understand. Yeah, and I think she would have made the choice to become one of those entities. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. She looks away. And thank you for returning to me, though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Rico's come to be a really good friend also. Something passes between you then, a kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. The choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. The other, I think what they're trying to get across here is that, yes, our lives are a great struggle in like almost every sense, but also there's just immense beauty as well, and you might not have the one without the other, and also the immense beauty is worth the intense struggle. As long as you can keep that perspective. Some people lose that. And there are things that can happen to you that make you forget that the other one exists as well. Some people can experience less suffering, and some people can experience less beauty based on their experiences and their health, to be honest. Then suddenly she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? I have other things to do. Rico raises an eyebrow. Well, be careful at least. We will miss you here. She pauses. I will miss you. I have a cat to take care of. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Just make sure to think of us out here. Hyphen needs new blood if it wants to survive. And, she squeezes, you are a good friend. Look after yourself, Rico. And you, Sleeper. Well, don't let me keep you. Rico waves you away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places it on the bench with great care. Can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Can it work with her? Then you're out, breathing the fresh air of the greenway, as if it was a spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. And you are glad to be here, in this strange and beautiful place, a little longer. What does this mean? Can I just keep doing stuff, I guess, if I want to? That's really cool. I like that they just let you go, like, continue on. There's no, like, final. Although maybe if you leave the station, that's the end. We're gonna defeat Cosmo one last time. And I think we'll say goodbye to Citizen Sleeper, unless I'm missing something. Let me know in the comment section if I need to do anything else. But I'm happy with the playthrough that we had. Everyone plays the game differently. The other thing I want to remind people is it's okay for people to miss things and make mistakes in games. Play the game the way you want to and let other people enjoy their experiences, even if it's not exactly the same way you would play it. We're all different. We all make mistakes. And just let people enjoy their experiences with their games. That's going to be it for Citizen Sleeper. I'll see you on the next series, everybody. And I love you all.